And actually, what I don't know why I didn't know that Halloween was actually born as a tradition, perhaps, in Scotland.
Well, it's a Celtic Gaelic tradition. You find it all over, but you find it particularly in Gaelic. So it would be imported with anyone. I'm sure you find it all over the world. It's a bit like Krampus Night, or it's a bit like St. Lucia. All these ancient traditions, and when they move country, so it ends up in America as an ancient.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because,
wow.
because everyone, well, generally people say, oh, it's something that we imported from the US, but effectively speaking, surprise, surprise,
Wow.
It's been here for centuries. Yeah, the turnips, the lights, the children dressing up, the disguising or the guising. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even the weirdest thing is even Police Scotland put out a post today saying it's not trick or treat, it's guising.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's sweet. How to make sure you're lit up and how to make sure people see you and don't go bothering people that don't want bothered, basically, because some houses don't want it, but in the old days everybody just took it. And you all had sweeties or nuts or something to give the children as they came round.
Yeah.
A big dish. You had a big dish and told them to help themselves, basically. So they stuffed their pockets. They didn't have bags and things in those days. You just shoved it in your pockets and went round from house to house. And it would be a good couple of hours. Yeah.
So while I know that Sue has had in the past, may I say maybe investigations like through the years of some local, spirit visiting, or am I right to say that?
Yeah,
Yes?
I did the ghost walks of Brecon Cathedral in Brecon. So I started the ghost walks in 2017. And we found that cathedral is so paranormal. I mean, it beats Most Haunted hands down. I mean, honestly, regular people were seeing orbs floating about. We had a plague doctor appearing at the end of the choir, which the cathedral had been shut for plague, and it was cleaned by candlelight before it reopened. And we had a plague doctor at the end. We had a monk down by the noisy doors on a windless night. There was no wind, but the doors were crashing around. And my friend, who is a very rigorous vet, he went down to see what the noise was, and there was nothing there, but he did see a monk standing at the doors, just standing there having a look. We thought it was children making a racket, but it wasn't. There was nothing else there. We've had it's an amazing place. It's an amazing place. But this is what we were talking about earlier, is there's so many layers.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Of habitation anywhere. There are so many thousands and thousands of years. But now there does seem to be portals opening far more rapidly. And very accessible to everyone.
I agree.
It's not just for psychics and mediums anymore. It's everybody's seeing this stuff,
I agree with you. It says it's almost like so normal. It's just everyone just wants to go and they want to fill into it. It's almost like anyone can just go in and say, okay, who's here? Who wants to speak with me today? Yes. So I agree with you when you say many portals are opening, because also a lot of people are going in there not realizing that they're opening up portals, and they're also attracting this type of energies back to them by just making the intent to go in there. So I love that you say that, Sue. Very much so.
I mean, for me, we were walking down a medieval aisle and a little girl points up and goes, "Daddy, what's that following us down the aisle?" The child was about 6.
Wow.
And she could see, and we all looked up, and there were orbs floating down this aisle beside us.
Right.
Incredible. No fancy equipment, just visuals.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think that's the beauty, is that we are the equipment.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are
we are.
our physical
Yeah.
body, our own self, our own intuition is the pendulum, right? We are the yeses and the nos, or we don't want to feel into that, or that feels uncomfortable. So our body is actually the vessel to the energies. And I was just telling Jackie, when we run in, we're running on frequency and vibration, and when we're doing that, we're automatically bringing the connection and that link because of
Exactly.
who we are and what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
we've just been talking about electricity being the connection, and energy was the connection, and it just takes two and more, and you're off. Boom.
You know what's really cool is because I don't know about you, Sue, but I know me and Daniela, we love to do trance, right? And we love to sit in trance. And so, when you really get the overshadowing of the blendings of spirit, there is an essence that covers us, and our heart starts to get raced. And I remember doing a ghost tour, a ghost walk here locally at what we call the Glen Tavern. It's in California. It has been seen on multiple shows, and I remember the very first time sitting there before we even did the walk. And I was in there, and this gentleman overshadowed me. And as he overshadowed me, it was a silhouette of energy of a cowboy. But before he came in, I could smell cigarette. And I have a hard time being around smoke. I'm very sensitive to cigarettes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was getting irritated. I was like, who's smoking in the hotel? Where is this smoke coming from? And literally didn't realize that the spirit was overshadowing me yet, and the smoke comes in, and I'm sitting at the very end, and he's sitting looking at me, and I'm just like, oh, this is spirit coming in hot, right? Like, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, this is spirit. I'm like, my bad. But what's really cool is because we're intuitive. He's like, I'm just here to help you, girl. Like, let's do this. So he was holding space for me. But if someone who didn't know how to do the work, it can be very overwhelming and terrifying for them, right? In this hotel, there's so many different tragic past scenes, that have happened in this hotel. And I think as you're going into the different unfoldments of the stories, you're feeling into the denser energies, into the heartache and orbs, and the residuals of what's left behind. And as you say that, and we speak of it, and we're unfolding the story as we're walking into their timeline. And what a gift that we're given to fill into those energies of a spirit and a soul. Yeah.
We had 2 years ago, we have a tower called the Witches' Tower at the cathedral, because the cathedrals were used for the witch trials. Mm-hmm. And I was saying to Daniela earlier that these witch trials lasted 180 years in Scotland. It was particularly brutal. Wow. And I took 6 people up into the tower, and we went into the chamber that had been used for holding women, because it's predominantly women were accused of witchcraft, and it was used for torturing. And all of a sudden, 3 women out of the 6 said, my legs aren't working properly. I feel funny. And one of them had to sit down. She was so dizzy. And the other 2 said, I can't feel my legs below my knees. And I'm thinking, oh, what is this? I thought my first concern was, how do I get them down the stairs? Because it's a medieval staircase. So we sat them down, talked to the energy, said that we weren't there to cause any trouble, and we were just wanting to find out what had happened and to speak to anybody there. The trials in this tower had happened in 1647, 48, 49. And when we got down and I went home at night, I discovered that, number one of the most notorious torturers had worked there. His name was John Kincaid. He's notorious through Scotland because he used to use false confessions. He would extract them using equipment. And the other thing they used was the boot. And the boot was where you attached a device to your legs below the knee, and you crushed all the bones until the legs were broken.
Wow. So and they were feeling it.
3 ordinary women in the tower with nothing more than curiosity about what had happened to other women there had all experienced this boot in one simultaneously. It was mind-blowing. It was absolutely mind-blowing, because we didn't ask for that. We didn't ask for, show us what you experienced. But I'd always gone there with prayer and with smudging before we went in, because we know that there are some entities hanging about the cathedral that are not so pleasant.
Right.
But my goodness, that was jaw dropping. You know.
Yeah, I think this is where we would understand and we'll look at the energies. What you're saying, a lot of people experience. I live like that, Sue.
Yeah.
As me and Daniela have shared, especially after a deep letting go or a deep release, our senses are open and we can feel the energies as if they happen to us. And so,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and it doesn't smudging is not going to take that away because we are again the conduit. And so we are the vessel.
Yeah.
So how one is awakened to the energies, I will tell you, I have felt impressions of how one will pass in very tragic ways, as if it was happening to me, because spirit will make me feel it. And so what you're speaking of, these ladies of losing the loss of their legs, I remember having a deep conversation with this gentleman who had the opportunity to do many different shows, and I got to sit with him, and I'm like, ooh, we're having a business dinner. You have no idea what I'm about to do right now. I have all kinds of questions of what you saw and what you've been through and what you witnessed. But as I sat there, the different impressions of even one who passes in a jail because of what they're going through, I could literally feel the electricity and what one experienced and what they went through, and my body could feel the impressions coming on me as if it was happening to me. And so when we're getting these impressions, some of them can be very terrifying, especially if you're not trained to understand the energy is still moving. It's just impressions and the energy is moving forward. So I love that you say that, because how many people are out there that feel this and don't even realize it's happening?
No, it's true.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's also true that there are people out there that are sensitive. They're not quite aware what that means. And they have, they even see, things in spirit. They get probably scared, or maybe they don't even realize. I mean, I was talking to someone the other day where my auntie, she was attending a wedding. And so as everybody was out, in the grass, just having a drink and a sip, and then she saw the image, she saw a gentleman, an older gentleman, coming down the stairs. She could see him clearly like everybody else.
Right.
And then he turned around the corner and he went. And then she turned around to the mother of the groom and she said, oh, I saw a gentleman. I didn't see him earlier on. I don't know who he is. And she said, what gentleman? And my auntie provided a description, and this woman went like pale, and she said, that was my husband, but he died a few years ago.
Wow.
And my auntie, she came and tell me that, and she said, like, honestly, I need to pinch myself, because I swear to you, I could see him as clearly as the daylight. And yet she's not, a psychic, she's not a medium, but she could still see.
Yeah. Right. It is so true. It is so true. I think I had one that really, really frightened me. And I say frightened because the story, you have to sit with it for a second to say, is this what happened in the investigation in this specific area? Or was it a warning of what to come? Right. And I shared this story with my students, and it was crazy because I was driving, and as I'm driving, I can feel a tragic passing to a shooting. And so I'm driving, I'm getting ready, thought I looked cute. I was all in my little zone, going on, getting ready to go meet some family, and I'm like, boom, okay, someone either passed here, and I'm seeing how they passed, right? Seconds later, I'm at the stop sign. Seconds later, this gentleman jumps out of his car, and I had to pause for a second how I'm going to move out of the area and pause to say, was this a warning of what was coming, or is this, you had to figure out the information that was just given to me in airdrop right before I got there? So it was two separate incidents, because as I'm driving through the evidence, I'm feeling one tragic passing through a shooting. And now this guy is going a little bit lost control. He's in his car. I'm like right in the front, and he's hitting the car, walking in the middle of the freeway or the intersection. And I'm just thinking, okay, I got a truck. I can maneuver out of here pretty quick. I can go over some islands, of the little roads. I'm thinking how to get out of the way because I just got warned and trying to process it all. So these are things as mediums or psychics that we feel into. For me, I can get that type of information. And so when it physically happened, I was like, oh my God, was this a warning? Like you got seconds to process it and how you're going to work through it, you know? So we live in this way. I live this way.
I do as well, and I'm sure Sue does as well. You know, and for as much as we practice protection and clearing of our, I know both of you quite well, and I know that we do have a routine hygiene, spiritual hygiene. That doesn't stop us from actually, when we are out and about, to just pick up things, because that's what we do. We live by it now, and so, and I know, Debbie, before you came on live, and I announced that you would have come on live with us. That of your experience now, and shooting some lives and shooting, some shows, or on paranormal activities. And I understand that you have been, even running workshops in a haunted house, haven't you?
I actually have. I was doing a couple of different things. So first off, thank you, Daniela, for acknowledging that. So for me, I've had the honor and privilege to work with some amazing young souls, and they've allowed me to share my story as a medium. And so there's a documentary coming out very soon called My House is Alive. So this is the first time I get to say it with somebody. So woo! I'm excited.
Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Daniela. Breaking news, y'all. And so the documentary has been a lot of work. It's been a huge growth in learning and working with spirit. And I was just telling Jackie, getting to work on a project where the house literally had tons of physical mediumship, and never experiencing some of that up close and personal was very mouth dropping for me. Like, what was that? And being able to connect in that way. It was very fun, and also scaring at the same time, as we hear the footsteps come closer, the power of the energy comes closer. I used to joke, like, why is she running? Where is she going? And sure enough, when I did filming, I was the girl who ran. I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. My friend is like, I can't breathe. It's cold. It's like, oh my gosh, right? And she's in there, and I'm just in there holding space. But you have to remember, some of this stuff is done at midnight, and it's all dark, and it's all, it's got its moments. And I'm like, you run, I run, I got you. Yeah, it's like the compassion, empathic person of who we are. And I'm like, why am I running? I can't believe I ran. But it was the power of the energy. And so this project has been very, very close to my heart, and it's been a huge honor. It's been emotional. It's been fun. And I was so well cared for by everyone involved. And that was the beauty of it. It's a great experience.
The truth is, that sounds an amazing experience. Exciting, scary. That's all of the emotions that you may want to experience, depending, not everyone, I suppose, but,
right.
But having the honor to actually do that, and with the people that are with you and around you to experience that as well. I mean, I know for a fact that here in the UK, the paranormal phenomena and people even taking classes with that. And I know there are classes near Surrey, or actually in the southeast, there are people running, the group that I know of, but obviously there are many more. And when I bumped into a guy that was one of the organizers, say for Hampton Court, apparently they do walks as well. Yeah, for the paranormal, if you can, there are all sorts of things going on. They are fully booked for the following 9 months.
Right.
It's huge. I mean, it's not mainstream news, but if you bump into people that organize these things, I mean, it's like huge, because
Right.
a lot of people don't talk about it, obviously, or probably for obvious reasons, but
Right.
it does attract quite a few followers.
Right. I think everyone wants to be able to feel and to feel the essence of spirit. And if they're
Yeah.
saying this occurred, it's like I want to feel that. I want to experience that. I want to go into the unknown and the unexplained and the mystery of those energies. Especially if you're sensitive through psychometry, we can even be getting the residuals of the story, not just only the presence. And so, as we're able to feel into those energies, even when you speak of cleansing, we're all in the oneness. We're all going to feel the denser and the great. And so we do the dance between the heartache of the story into the inspirational stories. And so as we sit here and we're channeling, people who have been in jail, and we're channeling people who've done bad things, those are some really heavy energies, but you're also bringing forward the healing as the story is being shared, And so there's a lot of unfoldment that can happen in many different layers, and some just are going to be left in mystery. We won't really know until we go and until we really fully, deeply understand and evolve even to who knows until, as I say that, it takes me to the movie Lucy, she just gets these profound visions and visions and visions and visions, and they just don't stop. And I just get the sense that that's how we are. We're multidimensional, and we're just tapping into so much. It's just people want to have that experience.
Yes, absolutely. And that is the utter truth. Go on.
I was going to say, I find that there are also triggers that really work well with certain periods of time and certain spirit dimensions. And what we were using, because it's medieval, is we were using frankincense and myrrh before people went, as a cleansing, but also as an offering.
Yes,
because
I love that.
That's traditionally used around here, but it was also used in churches. And I'd been in churches in the Middle East where there was just fuming piles of frankincense and fuming piles of myrrh. But the reason was also that if you are dealing with more difficult or darker energies, that this dissipates it, and it also adds a kind of extra layer of protection to people just walking through it. And it's interesting that churches always knew that, because you get piles of this stuff wherever in active churches like Orthodox churches or Coptic churches. The very ancient churches still use this, and they use it for. It's not just as an air freshener,
Right? No, right. Well, before I went to I love that. Before I went to an event, and this was a haunted theater in the area, I was guided by my team to put coconut oil through my body so that the energy would slip. And it would slip. And so as it was really cool, because as I put that layer of coconut oil through my body, as it's also it's soothing. It has this component of energy, of a component of essence in it, right? And so we'll say, as I was doing it, the intent was to protect and to strengthen my aura and to protect my aura. And so my team had me do that. And then I remember meeting this really cool dude named JD, and he was like, sandalwood, cedarwood. He was like, he would put it over his whole entire body before ceremony or any type of paranormal investigations. And so our essence, our soul is going to be guided to do things that are going to feel right for us. And we're going to use the things that resonate. And I love the frankincense. I love the myrrh. It just reminds me of, the gifts, that were left behind, because it's medicine. It's not only medicine. There's a healing component. There's a protective component, and there's a cleansing, and then there's an abundance that comes with it. So each ingredient and how you work with it and how you blend with it, it just really does give you that beautiful balance. So I love that you say that, Sue.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And I do know that Sue is very big on herbal healing, and she has she's working at a special project that she invited me in to collaborate with, but I won't say much more than that. So it makes me to work harder now that I've said that.
No pressure. No pressure. Faye.
It's all my make.
Yeah, the no pressure is also spirit direct, so we just obey, you know. It's
Yeah, no, that is true,
like
actually.
not like you don't have 101 choices about
We do.
why
We don't.
do it.
It is true. We do have free will, but sometimes we get kicked, don't we?
Yeah. You have
We
free
really
will
get
up to a
kicked.
point.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. I just follow your heart and have fun, right? Just follow your
No,
heart.
absolutely,
No
no,
pressure.
absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
that's the best way to do it. You guys are like such amazing friends that
Yeah.
nothing can go wrong other than a little bit of coffee spilled and a lot of laughter and fun, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, I could just see the joy of, just boiling up there.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
absolutely.
you.
So
Yeah.
true. So I think like I just want this was flowing so well. I didn't want to interrupt it with
Yeah.
readings. So I know that a lot of the people that are following us have been waiting also for the readings. So again, if you would like if you are open for a reading, please type in your name or just say hi. Say that I'm open, and we will be getting some messages for you. We will give a few sentences each, perhaps, and so try to cover as much ground as we can for the people that are following us. So please do come in, and it's such an honor to have these two beautiful ladies tonight here with me. They are such beautiful souls, and I know that Debbie has been quite proactive, more on the public eye, if you like, in terms of paranormal activity. And in a lot of Latin countries, the 1st and the 2nd of November are All Saints, and it's the Day of the Dead. As well, and I remember growing with that as an Italian child, where basically Halloween wasn't quite a thing when I was a child, and so we would probably the whole country have like a bank holiday kind of thing, a 2-day bank holiday, and it's so important as a value for the families to come together, go to the cemetery. Normally there would be a mass being told, and we would bring flowers to the tombstones of our loved ones, and then it would be just a gathering of family together. It's the remembrance of the link and the connection that we have, the blood that goes down generations, and we are all there to remember the ones that have passed, and they have brought us to life. And so it was so important as a family event. It's the time of year, and everybody talks about Christmas, and Christmas is all about presents. It's very commercialized, or you got Easter, and then it's all about chocolate. It feels like that's gone a bit lost, the real meaning of all of that. And not many countries, not all over the world anyway, they do celebrate, in earnest, what, the All Saints Day, and why the All Saints Day? Because in Christian countries, the calendar for each day of the year, there is a saint assigned to it. And so, say, for instance, Saint Daniel, my name is Daniela, it's on the 10th of October. So I had family from Italy sending me a good wish for my saint day. Yeah. And in the older days, like when my grandmother, say, was still alive, they would, the saint day would be almost more important than your own birthday.
Right.
So, and then on the All Saints Day, we celebrate all of them in one go. and then the second day of November, we celebrate the loved ones that passed. So I just wanted to share this little story, waiting for people. So we have Evelyn. So I know that earlier on other people said they were open. So let's see. Let's start with Evelyn. So who wants to start? Hello, good evening, Evelyn, and thank you for being here with us. Send us a wave or something. What do we pick up? What do we pick up, Evelyn? Evelyn, let me see. Evelyn, I'll have a start.
Okay.
I think, Evelyn, that you have been having issues. You've been having issues within the family, and you have been praying quite a lot. You are a spiritual person yourself. You do believe, and like I know that you're here with us tonight, but you do believe that if you pray and hope, something can shift in the energy. And you don't like drama, and you try to stay away from it. And more than anything, when family gets to that place, you kind of almost feel it physically on your skin, on your bones, the let me say, the toxicity of that dynamic, which you openly dislike, and you can't help it. Spirit, I've got, I believe I've got a mother and grandmother in spirit here tonight that would like to come in to say that your prayers have been heard, and she is obviously saying to you, you are loved, because it feels like she feels the fact that you don't feel loved and you don't feel seen. And she wants to reassure you that that is the case. And as she's talking about the Hallows Eve, and the 1st and the 2nd of November, she's saying, I am giving you a carnation as a gift of love and a gift of spirit and manifestation of your dreams. You've been open about wanting to manifest something, and she wants to reassure you that with patience you will be able to manifest that. Okay. I don't know if Sue and Debbie, they want to add anything to it.
Go ahead, Sue.
Yeah, I was also getting a grandfather in spirit, and there was something to do with gardening and garden sheds with your grandfather, and he was basically talking, but I'm seeing somebody who's really quite far back, in the 50s. He's talking about no matter what is said and done in the family, your spirit family are always there with you. And they're there. He's describing me like a warm cup of tea, like a tea cozy. And remember those times that you had with them when you're feeling a bit lost with how people are behaving now. He said, because how people are behaving now is extreme. And he's not just talking about the family that descends from him. He's talking about many families are experiencing aggravation, schisms between each other, a lack of love. And he's saying that part of this is deliberate. It's directed at Earth as an energy. And that when you feel lost and when you feel stuck, go back to the memories of those who are not here anymore. The departed is what he's calling them. Go back to those memories and remember the love that was there as an energy, because that love is still there for you, even if the current times are harsh. He's kind of describing the times now are really emotionally very needy and very, very empty. There's an emptiness at the moment in the world, energy-wise, that needs to be refilled with love. And so the love is there for you from all your ancestors. Much love to you. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't know if she's still here. Is she still here? I was trying to reshare it out. Do you see if she's still here?
Who is Cheyenne? Or?
Evelyn. Evelyn is who we were reading, right?
Oh, Evelyn. Yeah, she said she hasn't typed anything else.
Oh, I
that's
have
you.
to shorten my chat. Okay, there she
Yeah.
is. Okay,
Yeah.
so as you both were speaking, before you went to her, I had a gentleman that came forward, and so I'm not sure if it's the grandfather, but I definitely felt someone who was very much like a father. And if there's a little bit of direction that's needed, I feel like either you connected, as you said, for help or for inspiration or guidance. I just want to give you support, like deals. Like I want to make a deal with you, Debbie. I'm going to. So you see my message. Okay, so now I see your message. Thank you, Evelyn. So there's a gentleman that comes forward who just wants to give support. And I feel like if you're asking Spirit to kind of direct you, to lead your way, I definitely want to give you that support if you would understand this. I feel a little bit, I almost get the sense like if there's been some confusion or miscommunication, but I want to give you clarity is the sense I get here, Evelyn, if this makes sense. And so as this gentleman comes close to me, they're just bringing a lot of healing around the heart, but he also makes me feel like either there was a procedure or some type of procedure that he needed to have. They're not only taking me to the heart, but they're also taking me to the brain. So there's something here about the brain and the heart, if you would understand this with this gentleman. He did show me that he was a smoker at some point. I do get the sense that, he was impatient because I see his knee kind of bouncing up and down. I do feel that I get up a lot, so I'm a little antsy with him, but I just want to give support. And there's this sense of like, life wasn't easy for him. So I feel this person or this gentleman did not have much in life, but he has definitely allowed himself to, it's almost like he succeeded. And so there was what he had. He's very proud of the hard work that he created, is a sense that he places upon me, if you would understand this, Evelyn. He feels like a father to me. I do feel the month of January and February very significant. I also get the number 13 and the number 12 is also coming in. And I get the sense like I want to pick up my phone and I want to call, like I want to make a phone call. And so when Spirit talks to you, they're showing me like the 3 through 3s, like sequence numbers coming at you very quickly, if you would understand this. And so that's what's placed upon me at this moment, if you would understand that, Evelyn.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Evelyn. Let us know, if you can, what you can take, and, if you could resonate rather to that message. So we have T. Lin. So who wants to go next? Sue, do you want to go next?
Sorry, what's the name? I couldn't catch that. Keelan?
Is this T. Lin? Yes.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh, Teresa. Okay.
What? Sorry, I'm confused.
Teresa.
The name is Teresa.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was getting more a sense again, because we're working so close to Halloween and All Saints, All Souls. I'm getting more of an ancestral link here rather than day-to-day routine thing. But what I am hearing is that I'm getting a sense of at least grandparents and further back again. And what I'm seeing is there has been a health concern, but the health concern is nothing to worry about. There seems to have been just an anxiety, a low-level anxiety about it, and a worry about the future, but there's no need, is what I'm being told. But what they are saying is there's a lack, there's a need to bring joy back into your life, and a need also to be less selfless. So it's more about focusing on what you need now rather than what everybody else has needed from you. And they're also talking about, not only is it about joy, but it also is about what you do and what you create, and what you're doing also in terms of living and financing your life at the moment. They're saying that there's potential for change here, but there's also a fear about making the steps towards that change. But if you make the steps, and they're also saying disregard what anybody else says to you about this. They're showing me quite clearly that it's your path and it's not everybody else's, and you've almost been giving. You've been giving so much that now it's the time to be given and to accept the healing that they offer, and they offer it quietly. So it's a quiet sense of knowing, and it's a quiet sense of hearing your dreams, and it's a quiet sense of seeing an energy around you that you just suddenly think, oh, you're moved out of the normal and the routine into the almost the paranormal. You're moved into the other worlds, and what they're saying is, listen carefully and we will direct you, and not to worry. They keep saying, don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. Does that resonate? I'm sorry, I know we have a gap here, so
what I feel, Teresa, is that that you're talking about having left an abusive situation. I feel that with resulting health issues, clearly because of the stress you have undergone. But the truth is that, as you mentioned earlier on, you've been having recently a spiritual awakening. And unfortunately, that is stressful, traumatic situations are the tower moment in our life where we actually have that spiritual awakening that take us on the good, take us on the good path, where we can reconnect to spirit and start developing our strengths and starting working, for the highest good and the good of all. And I feel that next year you will experience a lot of aha moments. Next year, you will, particularly when spring comes, you will be probably, if you haven't planned it yet, you will be doing some traveling, and you will realize of the so many things in life generally, even before your relationship, that you've left, that you've missed out, and you are promising yourself to put yourself first going forward. And with the awakening, you will be taken to places in the next 5 years that you never thought you would see or experience. So embrace the new. I know we are coming towards the end of the year, so we will need to let go of that much baggage or luggage. Of course they do, Lynn. They do take into account your human needs, and this is how you actually will meet them yourself with the spiritual growth, because it's your antenna towards the right path, you see. And as you fall into that right path, then your human needs will be met as well, okay? It's a give and take situation, and only through action you will be able to manifest. So, and you will be guided naturally. You will have gut feelings, intuitive thoughts that will take you to make that call or to go to a certain place where you will meet new people that will become meaningful to you or will be helping you to help you with your human needs, if you see what I mean. But I think that there is a lot of good things coming to you in the next year when you will come to realize how much more, there is for you. Because at some point I feel that you had almost give up on life as well, but actually it's not so. And your soul and your body and your emotions will be thankful for you to have had the courage to put yourself first and your needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel just as without even reading or bringing forward a message from spirit, I just my heart goes to Teresita, and as both ladies brought forward inspiration, I can tell that that's what you were looking for, was something inspiring and something to look forward to. And so as they were both speaking, I just felt like the violet flame coming in, Saint Germain coming in, and so there's a lot of healing energy that was stepping forward, for you. So on a psychic level, I would like to say, continue your healing journey and be gentle with yourself. They show me children, family. I get this sense of moving, and I get the sense that, when I feel into this, a gentleman is brought forward to my awareness, and now psychically, as I tap into the energies for you, they're just bringing a little healing bubble around you, and so I feel grandmother in spirit comes close to you, and it's almost like the movie from Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell wants to sprinkle a little bit of pixie dust, so it's a very magical time for you. And so in your hands, they place abundance, and they place love and empathy for what you're going through. I get the sense that this woman, as she comes close to me, as uncomfortable as it feels for you, they will definitely continue to push you out of your comfort zone. So go with the that song, She's Like the Wind, she's like the wind. And so it's like, go with the wind, don't fight against the current of the wind, and just kind of allow the wind to take you. So I leave you with a feather from spirit, and I say, and dimes from this spirit world. And so I say thank you, Lynn, for just letting me hold space for you just for this brief moment.
So Teresa is saying, trying to regain my human faith and joy, as well as embracing this wonderful spiritual awakening. Mm-hmm. And I would say the way you are reacting to all of that, it's a reflection of the beautiful being that you are, and that the awakening, it's nothing but coincidental, Mm-hmm. So Sue, can you see the chat? Would you like to choose the next?
I can't see the chat.
You can't see the chat.
Where is it?
Debbie, do you want to choose the next person?
Sure, let's go. Who's here still? Say hello.
Say hello, leave your name.
Hello. Hi, Monica Sanchez. Hi, girl. Thanks for being here. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Monica.
I don't know if some of the people that are also following on the Facebook page, if they're still here. So let's see.
I don't know. There is Iris.
Iris. There's Iris. There is, I did see earlier, Robin, Stephen, Christine. So let's see who's still unconventional. What is
Unconditional me.
Unconventional me. Let's go there. There.
Please leave unconditional me. If you can, please drop your name down so we can greetings.
I love that name though, right? So unconventional, right. Just to be yourself, to be different. I found this. Thank you. Yeah.
So
Nadia's here.
Nadia. Hello, Nadia. Hello, Olga. Hello, Olga. So unconditional me. Can you drop your name in the box so we know who you are and we can connect to your energy, please? Sherida. Okay.
Sharita. Hey, Sharita, girl. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know if I read for you before, but your name sounds very familiar. I'm just going to take my awareness to spirit world here. I want to go forward to a woman who feels very motherly. I feel this woman was very active. I feel like she was someone who was very much into her faith. I just feel like she's strong, and she's just coming in with this energy of like a force to be reckoned with. The sense I get with her as well, it's like she takes me to the chest. She would have either battled some type of heart condition or would have suffered at some point with a stroke, because I get the sense that impressed upon me, there's this feeling that I battled circulation, heart issues, cholesterol issues. Here's a sense that she gives me, if you would understand this, Sharita. She does feel very loving. She does feel like a mother, but she was also someone who would have put things in order. Like if you went out of line, you would know. She would tell you straight up, if you would understand this. I do feel that she would have had her hair combed back in a little bun at some point. I also get the sense that she was very strong. She's got these big arms, and this is how she presents herself to me. A yes and a no, and I don't know would be great. I do get the month of March and May as significant significant timelines here as well. I do feel that either you're looking for work, or I want to bring you work, so I want to bring abundance to you. I know holidays are coming around the corner. I feel like there's a little thought about family, concern, finances, things like this, and it's just like, let me give you some abundance, girl. Yes, thank you. And so as this woman steps close to my awareness, I just want to bring you abundance. I want to bring you support. She does send me birds, as also is a significant connection to you as well. But not only that, there's an acknowledgement of 2 siblings. So I feel either a brother or another acknowledgement of another sibling, because they're making me feel 2 is a sense that I get. There's the name Samuel. So there's something either with the name Sam or Samuel also comes to my awareness, if you would understand this. And I also get the sense, I don't know if you know a Matthew who's like a cousin of a cousin, but they're making me feel like I have to acknowledge distant cousins, which makes me feel that there's another gentleman in spirit. There's a father to one of these young gentlemen here, is the sense I get. And so as spirit is intelligent, they can give shout outs, they can give hellos. And so I just say, hey, we got you. This guy, sister, thank you. And so also this gentleman, as he comes close to my awareness, there's this feeling of like having fun, dancing, joker. I feel like I'm on the corner of 54th Street, and I'm one of those guys that would have threw the dice in the streets, you know? So it's almost like I hung out the corner, like there's this market or store where all the buddies hung out, very old school, park across the street. So I know I hung around with a lot of different people. I was very well known. And so this gentleman feels very much like a father now, who is also an uncle to your father. So I know that the nephew that was being acknowledged, gentleman, is saying hello. And so as I say this, I leave you with spirit's love, and just know that abundance is coming your way. They're aware of your concerns for the holidays, so they got you. And I say thank you. God bless.
Sue?
What? Sorry. No, I don't have anything to add to that.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Spirit is just saying, never ever doubt yourself. You've done it too many times, and that has led you to regrets. And really, you have this beautiful connection with your soul to spirit. And sometimes you're not quite sure whether it's yourself or actually spirit. And spirit is coming through to just remind you that there is so much abundance to come your way, and never think any different, because with your vibrations and the belief that you are destined for good things, then you will more likely to get that happen sooner rather than later for you. Okay. I feel that there is a partner or a very close friend with whom you are planning, and I hear you're making some plans of some sort. But I feel that April and October are relevant months to you, if you can resonate with that. I also feel Spirit is saying 1985 as a relevant year for you or your family, okay? Yes, I just would like to leave it there for tonight. And I would like to know, so let's pick up someone else. Debbie, do you want to pick someone else?
Sure. Who's still here?
Who is still here? So we've been having Erica. She would like a reading. And then, hello, Nadia. There is
Nadia.
Olga. We got
Hi,
Monica.
Olga. Okay. You know, actually, I want to come to Stephen. Stephen Rowland is here. I wanted to go to Erica, but I know Erica. But Erica, shout out to you for your mom. Your mom is here. She's acknowledging the Guadalupe statue. She's acknowledging your Dia de los Muertos banner. I feel like you were wondering if she knew about it. I get the sense that putting water, I don't know if you're giving them water as an offering, but there's something about the water as an offering, and then dying. So I got that really quickly. I just wanted to acknowledge you, but I am drawn to Stephen, if I can go to Stephen. Stephen Rollins is here. Stephen, if I may come to you, if you don't mind. But Stephen, Mom from Spirit is giving a shout out.
Yeah, I've been trying to scroll up to find him, but I can't see his name. So
I think he's on my page. He's on my page.
Okay.
Stephen, can I work with you, Stephen, if you're still here? I wonder if you're still here. Are you still here?
Thank you, by the way, for all the hearts from those who are on Facebook and obviously YouTube as well. I really love the movement on the page.
Me too. I'm trying to see where he's at. I don't know if he
Stephen
let.
Rollins. Okay, Stephen.
Are you still here? Let me see if he's still here. She placed candles and water and flowers. She knew it. So are you still here? I'm gonna see if he's still here. So she definitely came in very hot. So I don't think Stephen is still here. So
Elizabeth is joining us from South Wales.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here, Elizabeth Jones. So I definitely want to let me go back to Erica because I don't see Stephen's response, but I was drawn to him. So Erica, makes sense why your mom pops in because obviously you did a Dia de los Muertos in her honor. I know you as my friend, but also too, I feel peace. Like I feel there's peace within you, peace within your children, peace within the mind, peace within the heart, and peace within the soul. So I feel like when you lit a candle, there was a lot of healing that came with this candle. And as this candle comes to my awareness, I have to acknowledge the calmness of love for the offering as well. They are showing me that you have turned it off and you turn it back on. So I get the sense this is acknowledging your sister. And I just want to say everything's going to be okay when it comes to sister. I do get the sense the name Frank comes in. And so Frank is either an uncle or a relative. I know we talked about this once, but I have to acknowledge him. They're showing me a piñata, which makes me feel like either there's a piñata or a birthday or celebration of a daughter because I just got shown a little girl. I also get the sense as he shows me this, it's like dancing. So I feel as kids, your family would dance, and I feel like backyard boogies, kind of the sense I get the month of August and September. So there's a lot of birthdays and celebrations around that time that they're just acknowledging, like, let's get the dancing shoes on. As they come closer to my essence, I get the sense as spirit comes to my awareness, I feel like you are hearing differently. My legs, I also get the sense, your Theo, thank you. I also get the sense that they're making me feel there's a change in your channel that they're letting me feel into. They're building your energy up so that when you do the work like Sue or I, and you're going into the dancer energies, and when you're starting to work within the paranormal work, I feel like more of the physical mediumship, more of the deeper trance. The reason you're being driven to that direction is because you too will embody those same changes and shifts within your own energy. And so as spirit comes close to me, your mother has been working with you and moving the energies. It reminds me of the movie The Practical Magic, when she goes and she makes the spoons go and she blows in the candle light. So I feel like you're like this trickster of like you want magical things to start happening in that way. And so your mom, your Theo, your family is a great communicator. I also get the name Manuel, which is either another uncle, but I get the name Manuel or Manuel. I also get the sense that Steph or Stephanie is being acknowledged. Wow, I get chills as I say that. I also feel mother's being acknowledged again for Steph, and I also hear Alan. So I don't know if you're going to be working with an Alan, but there's something here with Alan. My brother, niece, and grandson's birthday are coming up starting Halloween. There you go. Happy birthday. So I get the number 48. So there's something about the number 48 as well. And then 22. So I'm just going to leave you with their love because obviously they're great communicators. I just want to leave you with spirit's love and congratulations on all the amazing things that you're doing. I say thank you.
Great. That was fantastic, Erica. Sue, anything else to add?
Yeah, you've got previous incarnations where you can do all this and more. And I see them, you've been a practitioner and as serious as practical magic or more. You've had previous incarnations where you've worked as healer, you've been a midwife, curandera. You've worked on Atlantean surgery, which is like psychic surgery and quantum surgery. So none of this is new. It's all just being unlocked. And everything that Debbie has told you is in the present, but she's already started the unlocking. I mean, the unlocking process has started. Debbie has really given you several sets of keys. But now you just have to really understand it's all there. It's just yours for the taking. and don't be frightened of it. Don't be alarmed by it, and just go for it, you know. And anything that you're seeing or hearing, in part may be soul memory coming back to you to kick you off into this path again, or it's just the doorway that you are now stepping through. And all the family stuff is amazing, that in this lifetime you've had that level of family, but now there's more to be done on the soul path, which is ancient, because you are very ancient. You're a very ancient being. I'm seeing numerous deities from various cultures. So I'm seeing everything from Egyptian to Mayan to Chinese, even Siberian. You know, you've the Old English. You've got it all. It's now just a question of activating it, and you don't have to run around. You're one of these people that doesn't need to start at point zero. You're already 3/4 of the way up the ladder. Just keep going. You know, you don't need to do the beginner classes. Take it from me. You just go for it. Yeah. And you've got all that soul family backing you up, and all that spirit family backing you up to do this. Yeah.
You know, the only thing that I would like to add to that, it's practical magic. This is what I hear for you. Practical magic, you know. So I'm getting Stephen Rollins. Maybe if he's
I love practical magic.
Yeah, me too. That's all I'm getting.
Well, you know, that's like the movie. So one of my favorite parts, Daniela, that stands out to me right now is when she's doing her spell and she's getting all the beautiful flowers together and she's creating this man who she believes does not exist, right? And so she's like, one blue eye, one brown eye, and then she's like, you know, he has to be able to flip pancakes back, you know, backwards, or ride a horse backwards. And so there's a beautiful intent because she saw so many people, not a beautiful intent. The intent was not to have love, right? Because she's witnessed so much heartache. And her sister says to her, why would you do that? She goes, because the man that I created doesn't exist. Well, at the end, she found the man who existed because she also put a star in there. And so this man that ended up coming into her life had one blue eye, one brown eye. He carried a star because he was a police officer. And so in her manifestation, she was thinking that he didn't exist, but love truly existed. And so that story was just brought forward to me, as you say, practical magic. And it's like, let's do our spells. Let's create the love with intent of goodness and sweetness and love, because the magic is within our palms to manifest. So I just want to give that. I hear the word believe in the magic is what I'm getting when you said that, Daniela.
Absolutely.
Believe in the magic of goodness, right?
Magic. Absolutely. And here we are. Stephen is with us. Good evening, Stephen. So, was it you, Debbie, that you wanted to say something? And would you like to start with that, since as you've just finished? Are you okay with that?
Oh, totally. Hi, Stephen. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for holding space and being here. I was drawn to you, and then you magically disappeared. But I just wanted to, like the cereal, right? So if I may work with you, if you don't mind.
And he magically reappeared as well.
And then he magically reappeared. Well, you know, we have Sue in the house, and she's an astrologist, and so they work with magic. So she knows, she comes with the rabbit out of the hat. You know, she knows when to create the magic and when not to do the magic. So we're in the essence of magic right now. So we can't deny that. And Patrick, my friend, thank you for being here from Ireland as well. Stephen, if I may I work with you if you don't mind? Because I know we just brought you back in.
So we're getting just the trailer for that, and Death Becomes Her yesterday. Feel drawn to rewatch City of Angels.
Oh, one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yes.
Please. Thank you, Stephen. So as I come to your essence, in my feeling, I just felt gentleman. And I felt, and I know you work. I've had the honor to watch you work. And I know that you make great blends. And so as the essence comes close to my awareness, I want to bring a gentleman. And I know that this gentleman is a protector. And so, you know, sometimes many of us work with different cloaks, or they're just cloaking you in this honor of respect and a privilege to work with you. So it's almost that the shield comes over you. And as you know, Sue likes to work with past lives. And so I'm tapping in here into this essence of energy of medieval times, or of the night, right? So it's like an honor, respect. They're giving you the sword as a respect, as if you taking the next level up here. And I feel this as I look at my infrared light, I feel like this is an honor of your work. And so as spirit comes close to me, the energy that they're letting me feel into is of the voice, and it's almost the deepness that you hold back, and it's almost like, now son, now it's time to be seen, now it's time to step out of the shadow, now it is time to step into the light. For the tears and the mournings of the loss that you have embodied is the tears and the loss of you witnessed, of heartache of others, but now your heartache will be lifted. As spirit comes close to you, they're bringing you, they're lifting you up in the hand of God in spirit. As they reach into your heart, they bring in life and they bring in breath from the Spirit of God. And so as I feel into these energies and I feel into this essence, there's a butterfly for mom as you have gone through transformation. As you hold on to your heart, they give you keys, as Sue speaks of keys. But also as I feel into this energy, I just want to acknowledge the love. So from mother's hand, from father's hand, the grace to step you back up into the journey of love, as the love of self and the love for others. You will be carrying this burden for some time as they placed this upon me, but it wasn't your burden to carry. It was the burden of humanity, because you feel and see so much. As Daniela speaks of, we can cut through the energies of others because of how they come to us or speak to us. Your aura is so sensitive, my child, that we will protect you over again with the energy and the frequency of God in spirit and love. And so they just come in very quickly to take you to this next journey that you're about to journey into. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Feel us. Do not be afraid to see us. Do not be afraid to walk with us. Into the unknown, we will take you into the depths of the water of the emotions, into the higher skies of the planets in the universe, and also beyond the mountains and beyond the clouds, they will roll with you. So the depths of energy of spirit, they are coming in gratitude for the work that you have done in honor of self and spirit and humanity. Brother, they say, we thank you. Don't know if you have a connection to Gordon Higginson's, but this is the brother, the honor of men that step forward to work with you as you begin to be the voice in a deeper blend of spirit. They will unfold the messages from your heart. You have not done anything wrong, my child. You just simply are living. And so I leave you with the spirit, because I will not stop, and I'll leave you right there just for that brief moment. And I say thank you, Janella, for bringing him back.
I'm just bathing in that energy that you've just channeled through, and I could see a golden aura, Debbie, surrounding you as you were deep into the trance channeling. That was stupendous. It was amazing and so beautiful. And so, you know, in this energy, I actually would like to take the opportunity to take this podcast to an end and just say we've been going well over, but we have had such a steady income and flow of people coming to see us from all over the world. And I say thank you from my heart for being part of this community. I know that many of you, they do tend to return, but we also have new followers. So we thank you. I thank you too. I thank you from my heart, Sue and Debbie, for having been here tonight. And God bless your hearts, because you truly do make the difference for, go on.
I'd like to thank Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who swung by in the middle of that trance channel. Absolutely here. Now, Sir Arthur kicked off this whole idea a couple of weeks back. didn't he?
I love it. I love
Yes.
it.
And he swung by with Victorian London, and then he swung by again with showing us the early training of mediums in England.
Yeah.
And he was very much present. He was so present, I was getting hair standing up at the back of my head here as you were channeling that last message. Because yes, absolutely. But he's linked to Stephen. There is a link between Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and the early mediums of England. There's a link there.
Beautiful.
And you mentioned Gordon Higginson. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes. And I was surprised, but not very much, to be honest with you. I felt that would make absolute sense. And Stephen, that was, there you go.
Yes. Oh, yes, very so. Very so. And he was also talking about alchemy, my friend. He was talking about alchemy, which is exactly what Debbie was talking about while she was channeling. Very much. Yeah, and the mysteries. Alchemy and the mysteries. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What a beautiful message, Stephen, for you. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you everybody else again. It's always an honor and a pleasure, Debbie and Sue, to have you with me here live. I'm sure I will see you sometime soon again, perhaps in the new year. And God bless you. And I truly feel blessed to be able to run this podcast and have such beautiful guests. And having made this special Halloween event a special one, bringing on the knowledge, the love, and the understanding that we are never alone. The spirit, we are spirit, and we only move to a different dimension. So thank you everybody for having been here tonight again. And there will be more to come in November, and I will be announcing all the beautiful special new guests that have never been on this channel before. So watch this space, and I shall see you next week. You take care. Have a good day, and
bye,
good
everybody.
afternoon, and a good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you and good night.